Hey guys, Corey here from Sky's the Limit Car Care, and today we're going to talk about Microfiber Madness. So Microfiber Madness is a brand out of Germany that we've gotten to know really well over the years. Way back in 2013, I reached out to them. I had heard about how amazing their products were, about they were on another level completely compared to the other microfiber products out there. A good friend of mine, Sam, told me about them. He's American, but he really keeps up to date on products that are in Europe that aren't in America. And he could not say enough good things about their products. So he reached out to me and he's like, hey, you've got to bring these products in. Nobody's carrying them in America. So I reached out to Thomas Hackner, the owner and founder and owner of Microfiber Madness, and got some samples from him. And he sent those over, and the rest is history. We developed a good friendship over the years, just based on mutual values and the way that he cares about quality and the way he cares about treating people, treating his customers, and just a lot of things. That's a long story, but I won't get into that here. I do want to focus on the Incredi line today. The Microfiber Madness Incredi products, from the mitts to the sponge to the Incrediflair to the pads to the brushes to the pole. All of these products are very proudly by Thomas Hackner made 100% in Germany. So even down to the fabrics themselves, none of the fabric, nothing on this table is made outside of Germany. So back in 2013, the Microfiber Madness Incredimitt, this was the first product of the Incredi line. Nobody out there had had any type of product that even looked like this, and it got popular really quick. The reason for that is a few things. Number one, it's super functional. It rinses out really well, it grabs dirt really well, it does all the things that microfiber does, but without the downsides. And what I mean by that is Chanel wash mitts, microfiber wash mitts, you're probably familiar with those. They look like little caterpillar strands. Great mitt, for sure, but there's some downsides to the regular microfiber mitt that you don't have with the Incredimitt. The first thing is these rinse out easier. The downside to most microfibers is they kind of grab onto stuff. That's kind of the upside and the downside. They grab dirt, they grab contaminants, but they don't release them so easily. So what people found when they started using the Incredimitt, and the same fabric that's on all of these except for this one, which we'll get into, is that they would get the dirt off, and then when they would go to rinse it, it'd come right out, and they could just keep washing their car without worrying about any sand or anything like that staying in the mitt and scratching up their car. So it became super popular. A lot of people tried to make imitations of it, whatever. Moving on, as it became more popular, people wanted other shapes and sizes. So then they came out with the Incredisponge. Some people were like, I don't like to put my hand inside of a mitt. I like a sponge. So they came out with the sponge. So as usual with Microfiber Madness, they went back to the drawing board as far as what was inside of it. Obviously the fabric on the outside is the same, but with a sponge you want something that you can compress, and you have a little more room for more foam, so it's a little bit of a different design process. So they use a different foam in there rather than just trying to make a quick copy and not really thinking about it like a lot of companies do. They really went deep with their R&D on that product. After that, they came out with the pad. The pad is a lot like the mitt, but some people said, I don't want to just hold my mitt like that. I want to hold a pad. So they came out with the pad. That became popular. And then our friend Matt Mormon, who he has a company called Obsessed Garage, he said, hey, I would love a bigger version of this. Why don't you guys make an Incredipad XL? So they came out with the Incredipad XL. Again came the imitations and the products from factories in China or wherever where they tried to imitate this product. And the big difference between this and some of the imitations out there is that you'll find when you go to pick up the imitations, the fabric itself, when it's dry, you'll feel a difference, but when it's wet, you feel a huge difference. When you go to load it with water, when you dip it in your bucket, they feel like a big bag. Like it's awful. It's very clear to you when you actually go to use them that you're not using a Microfiber Madness Incredimitt. And so there's a huge difference there, or Incredipad, I should say. So there's a huge difference there in that. When it comes to the actual fabric itself and the quality of all the products, the big difference between these and the imitations is the quality of everything about it. So from the handle here, Like, I've had my original Incredimitt from 2013, and still the elastic hasn't come apart on these. For sure, if I washed cars every day, I can't imagine it would have lasted almost 10 years now. But for a DIY guy, like, these mitts just don't break down. So that's the great thing about them. The other thing is, when they come up with these products, they really think of everything. So all the way in the bottom of the mitt, you'll find a little handle. And for most people, they don't need that. They don't use that. But it's just the depths that they go to in their research and development process, and the ideas they have, the originality of Microfiber Madness that I really love. In this case, and you'll find in a lot of the products that they make, there's always some little kind of Easter egg or idea that Thomas's father comes up with. Like, Thomas's first guy he's talking to about products when he comes up with an idea is his dad, and he says, "Hey, Dad, like, what do you think about this?" And there's always something that if they go through it, that his father will say, "Well, why don't you do this?" And that was actually his dad's idea, to add that handle in there, as I recall, if I recall correctly. So anyway, we've got the mitts. Later on, they came out with another Incredimitt, just a different color. These are literally the exact same fabric and same product, same handle inside, same price, just a different color, because some people wanted another color mitt. So they could use one mitt for this, one mitt for that, one mitt for high areas, one mitt for low areas, things like that. Anyway, that, if I remember the order of the products, I think the Incrediflair came out next. It doesn't matter, but anyway, the Microfiber Madness Incrediflair, this is fantastic for wheels. So it's ambidextrous. That was kind of the trick that they thought of with this, is that rather than having that mitt out here for a right-handed person, they put it right in the middle, so whether you're right-handed or left-handed, the mitt works great for you. And the really cool thing about this mitt is you can use it for wheels really easily. You could use it on the rest of the car too if you had a really intricate something or other, but for me, no real reason for that. But on a wheel, it's great because you can grab the rim or the spokes, and you can just wrap your hand right around that spoke and get your thumb right back there and just get all up in the spokes really easily. So for me, I love the Incrediflair for the wheels. Moving on from that, we've got the Incredibrush. These, again, fantastic product that started a little slow because the price. Again, when you're buying something that's 100% made in Germany and is paying everybody in the production line really well, it's going to cost more. And when you're going to use quality packaging like that to put it in, and the same packaging that all of these products are put in, then it's going to cost a little more. So it starts a little slow sometimes, but once people try it and they really care about quality and they see the difference, then it picks up. And that's exactly what happened with this product as well. Now this is a huge seller. We have the Incredibrush round and then the Incredibrush flat. Pretty similar product. The only difference is that this one is, I'll pull this off for you, this one's flat right there, whereas that one's round. So if in doubt, you can see the dimensions on our website, but if in doubt, just go with the flat. That fits most. But if you have a real big wheelbase or a real big like space between your spokes, then you can use the round. But if you want to get between brake pads and stuff like that, the flat is the way to go. This one works perfect on my Tesla wheels. I love it for that. So with regards to the quality of it, the brush or the handle, you don't have any slipping on there. You've got a nice ergonomic design there, so you can hold on to that. The stem on the inside, most wheel brushes out there that use any kind of metal on the stem, they're going to use steel. They're going to go as cheap as they can, and eventually, from bending and flexing, that's going to snap. It's going to rust. A lot of things like that. So with this, it's 100% stainless steel. It's not going to rust. It's not going to break. We even warranty the product because we're so sure of how well they last. And then finally, obviously, there's a cover over it right there just to be sure that you don't scratch something with it if you slip up. But with that flat, you can get all inside the barrels of the wheels. If this ever wears out or if you ever want to wash in the machine, you just pull it off. We sell them. We sell replacement covers, and then we also sell a drying cover that you can put on them. This is kind of how I usually put it back on because it is a nice tight fit, so it doesn't act like like a bag. Just put it against your chest and just push it down. You could use a table too, probably, whatever. Anyway, with that cover on, the really cool thing about this product compared to, once again, the imitations out there, is that the imitations out there don't have the core and everything that this one has, and the ones I've seen anyway. They're basically just like a cover on a stick. So basically, you could just buy one of these and put it on, you know, a stem. The problem is then it's like a bag. It just collects water, and it's just like, it's just not nearly as functional. So for sure, for people that don't really care about quality, then you can get whatever. But if you care about quality or care about how a product's made and how the people are treated that are making that product, then it's very clear the brand that you want to go with, and that's Microfiber Madness. A couple more products. I want to get into the Delimitt as well, but I know I've probably rambled on long enough for anybody that's watching. So one more Incredi product, that's the Incredipole. This one, we sell a couple different ways. The pole is sold separate if you want to, and this head here is sold separate if you want it, and then this cover is sold separate. But the best way to buy it is the kit, because this whole head up here doesn't fit, you know, just any pole that easily. There's a whole another video on this if you want to check it out. James explained how to use it, you know, how to assemble it, everything about that. So if you want to learn more about the Incredipole, then check out James' video on that. And then finally, and that comes in this box here. So then finally, there's also the Delimitt. And so after years of this line of products, the Incredi line and this fabric, Microfiber Madness noticed or realized that with all the soft paints in the industry and how paints are getting softer and thinner and everything like that, then maybe they should make a fabric that was even softer. And so they came out with a mitt that uses a fabric that's even softer than the Incredi fabric. So this is not necessarily a replacement for this. There's a lot of cars that this might still be their go-to, but if somebody has soft paint or they just want the softest possible mitt out there, this is a new innovation that they came out with just last year, actually just this year, 2022 if you're watching this video now. And that's the Delimitt. Deli meaning delicate, and then obviously mitt. So if you have super soft paint, this is the way to go. It's been a hit so far, and really great reviews. You can check that out on our site. Again, they kept the handle on the inside. This does cost like a couple bucks more than the Incredi fabric, but yeah, no complaints. So as far as maintenance, generally with all of these products, when you're done with a wash, you just want to rinse it out really well, and don't store it in the sun. You know, store it in the shade, dust-free environment. Put it up on top of a shelf or somewhere where it'll dry out. You know, rinse it out, squeeze the water back out, get all the chemicals out of it, and then let it dry. And it's ready for next time. Occasionally, you may want to wash it a little bit more vigorously. Like, you know, you're washing the car with soap, so generally just rinsing it out after is going to work well. But if it's really heavily used, or if you want to wash it every week or so, depending on if it's used daily, then all you got to do is throw it in the washing machine. Just treat it just like any other microfiber towel, and those instructions are on our site. But it's basically, don't use fabric softeners. I wouldn't even put it in the dryer. If you do put it in the dryer, then just put it on low, no heat. Just like all microfiber, you don't want to use heat. You don't want to use fabric softeners. You don't want to use any detergents with dyes. Stick with CarPro MFX to clean it in the washing machine, and that's pretty much it. All right, guys, that's all we have for today. I hope you enjoyed the video. As usual, if you have any comments or questions, make sure to leave those below, and we'll answer them right away. If you haven't subscribed already, be sure to do so. And we look forward to seeing you next time. Thanks a lot. If you haven't subscribed, be sure to do that. And I'll see you next time. I gotta go. I slipped.